Is it fair to describe the modern GOP as neo-fascist or proto-fascist, or to quote Joe Biden on the MAGA movement, semi-fascist?
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. It's a new year, but of course the leftist media is sticking to their old ways, as MSNBC provides a multiple choice question for you.
Is it fair to describe the modern GOP as neo-fascist or proto-fascist, or to quote Joe Biden on the MAGA movement, semi-fascist?
There's certainly within the modern GOP, as the scapegoating of LGBT citizens demonstrates, a fascist movement rising.
There's certainly within the modern MSNBC a strong movement of ignorance rising. But no matter what stripe of fascism the media attempts to paint the GOP, they are sure of one thing. No one in the GOP really wants to investigate Hunter and Joe Biden. I mean, that would just be silly. Right, Jake Tapper?
You think that voters sent the Republican majority to the House of Representatives to hold Hunter Biden accountable?
Why does it seem the media wants to cover something up here?
Yeah. Abby, Phillip, I mean, maybe it's true that there are a lot of voters out there who are in these 11 districts who think that the business of Congress is to investigate Hunter Biden. But I don't know that that's a winning formula for House Republicans.
Yeah, it's the House Republicans that Jake Tapper is concerned about, surely. As is MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle, who after years and years of having Pelosi as House Speaker, she's upset that there's debate over voting for a GOP House Speaker.
What you're seeing here is a constitutional republic at work. It may look messy, it may look chaotic, but this is us working and actually using our votes. And I believe our founding fathers intended it to be this way.
Okay, well, our founding fathers aren't here.
The founding fathers aren't here. Forget about them and that whole Constitution thing. Just like the leftist media suddenly forgot all about Trump's tax returns. After a long legal battle, they were finally released, and this is what the leftist media have been waiting for and ginning up for 6 years.
Trump's tax returns are a treasure trove for his potential criminality.
It's a treasure trove of potential evidence.
People say, well, what's he hiding?
The question is, what is he hiding?
What is he hiding?
Why is he fighting this so hard?
Let him show us how he's not compromised, if that's the case.
Mitt Romney's saying he thinks there's likely a bombshell in Trump's tax returns.
Could be a bombshell. Do you think there's a bombshell there in Trump's taxes?
Those tax returns finally came out over the weekend of January 1st, and since they didn't provide the evidence that they were hoping for, by Monday, everyone on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and NBC, well, they all stopped mentioning the tax returns. They just don't want to talk about them anymore. But boy, a little while ago, they were just so sure.
Potential financial crimes.
Potential foreign influence over Trump.
Trump, because of his financial situation, could be, compromised.
Take a look at the national security implications of this.
He could be compromised because of potential money laundering.
It's so funny how they're not interested now in potential House committees investigating the Biden family's businesses, though.
You think that voters sent the Republican majority to the House of Representatives to hold Hunter Biden accountable?
Oh, yeah. The bias is more the same in this new year. Now, CBS kicked off 2023 by touting mass extinction with Paul Ehrlich. He's the guy who's been peddling radical eco-garbage since his book, The Population Bomb, in 1968. Now, in that book, he predicted population growth would run us out of food and we'd be into famine and death by the 1970s. That, of course, didn't happen, but now he's back with his latest end-of-the-world scenario.
You seem to be saying that humanity is not sustainable.
No, humanity is not sustainable. To maintain our lifestyle, yours and mine, basically, for the entire planet, you'd need 5 more Earths. Not clear where they're going to come from.
Maybe from the same rectum that you pull your theories from.
You know that there is no political will to do any of the things that you're recommending.
I know there's no political will to do any of the things that I'm concerned with, which is exactly why I and the vast majority of my colleagues think we've had it.
Of course, Paul was on NBC's Today Show in 1990, claiming that we'd all be drowning.
Then we'll be facing a sea level rise not of 1 to 3 feet in a century, but of 10 or 20 feet in a much shorter time. The Supreme Court would be flooded. You could tie your boat to the Washington Monument, and storm surges would make the Capitol unusable.
Yeah, sure, but what the heck? Kick us off with a new year with Paul Ehrlich without giving any airtime to any scientists that disagree or have debunked his theories in the past. I mean, he's just so jerry. He's the hit of any New Year's celebration.
Humanity is very busily sitting on a limb that we're sawing off.
Well, sawing off any New Year's resolutions to start acting like an intelligent human being would be MSNBC's Joe Scarborough, as he started 2023 by making unintelligible grunting noises following the inauguration of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
When the rest of the country consigned freedom to the dustbin of history, blah, blah, blah.
This after DeSantis highlighted Florida's resistance to the past trend of COVID shutdowns.
For most Americans, when Ron DeSantis says, when the rest of the country consigned freedom to the dustbin of history, blah, blah, blah. You're like, what's he talking? Is he talking about North Korea? Is he talking about Putin's Russia? Is he talking about Belarus? Oh, no, he's talking about California and Texas and Georgia and Kentucky. I mean, how weird. It's just, again, it's just so bizarre.
It's pretty bizarre that you don't grasp it very quickly, Joe.
You know, and Willie, of course, historians will remember over the past 4 years when the rest of the United States went the way of North Korea, but Ron DeSantis went the way of 17. What's he talking about? Freedom, the dustbin of his. Like, what's he talking? Like, what idiots? Well, I won't ask what idiots actually believe that. But he's so in a little bubble. Like this is the Republicans' problem. It's why they keep losing elections.
Yes, that's why they keep losing elections. That's Joe's response to an inaugural address after an election that DeSantis won by nearly 20 points.
When the rest of the country consigned freedom to the dustbin of history, blah, blah, blah.
Obviously, Joe didn't make any resolutions to become a real journalist or obtain a small portion of dignity. Hopefully the new year is treating you better than Scarborough, whose network may still be trying to deal with the sobering ratings news of 2022. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV, asking you to visit the MRC homepage. Click on that donation button if you want to help us keep videos like this one coming. Please like, share, and subscribe on the social media formats that allow you to see us, especially on Rumble. And catch us again next week as we return with another look at leftist media madness.